Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays. My collection. Today I've chose some westerns that I've been kind of watching here lately. One of them is a new I bought recently, and I'm going to show that off. But before I show these, if you guys haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you're notified when I release a new video. And don't forget to comment and everything. So anyways, let's get to it. Here are some westerns from my collection that I've pulled out for my annual summer western movie-a-thon. So each day I try to watch one or two westerns, either ones I love from the past or new ones that I've picked up recently. But this year, I pulled out some stuff. I got a new one from John Wayne, James Wan. What was I going to say? John Wayne. And this was his last movie, The SHOOTIST, from 1976. It also stars James Stewart, Lauren Bacall, and Opie, a.k.a. Ron Howard. But anyways, I've never seen this one. I've always kind of held off because I know it's his last movie, so I've kind of always held off on getting it. So I'm going to check this one out tonight, and there you have it. John Wayne, what a man. Controversial nowadays, but you can't doubt his talent and stuff, about him. So love him or hate him, controversial or not, he's John Wayne. Hell of a western star, an actor, presence, just a star, There you go, 1976, The SHOOTIST. Okay, next up is one of my favorite westerns of all time, 1950s, Winchester 73. This was directed by Anthony Mann and it stars James Stewart. And this would start a series of collaborations that Anthony Mann and James Stewart would do, starting with this. They did about five seminal westerns that are just awesome. They're probably some of my favorite movies, other than favorite westerns, favorite movies of all time. And Winchester 73 is great. Basically, the Winchester rifle is the star of the show, where during a shooting, they're having kind of a shooting contest, and the winner, who can shoot the farthest and be accurate, will win this brand new Winchester rifle. Well, James Stewart moseys into town, a stranger in town, and he basically competes down to the toe, and he wins the rifle. And he puts it in his hotel room. It gets stolen by the guy that he beat, and basically turns into a hunt to get his rifle back and get this guy. The guy's an outlaw and obviously a bad sport because he lost. And James Stewart's great. I've kind of rediscovered him in recent years. He's more than just Jimmy Stewart. He's a phenomenal actor, and I would say the post-war years of World War II years are some of the best work he ever did. So this is from 1950. Anthony Mann directed it. They would team up to do 4 or 5 more movies together throughout the 50s. That would be just phenomenal, influential movies, westerns, movies, whatever. So there you go, Winchester 73. I highly, 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 highly recommend this. Next up, we have another John Wayne movie. This is from 1973. It's called The Train Robbers. It also stars Anne Margaret and Rod Taylor. And it's basically a team, 3 Civil War veterans team up to rob a train of its money, and it's basically, you know, it's going to be a setup. I don't want to give away the plot, but, you know, you can probably figure it out. But it's a great movie. You know, it's not his best, it's not his worst. It's kind of in between. It's like, okay, it's the Train Robbers. And it's got some good stuff on it. It's got a featurette, and it's got like a making of the movie kind of thing from back then, on set documentary type thing called The Wayne Train, and it's got the trailer. But it's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. It's later day Wayne doing his best, and he's still a superstar in 1973. So I recommend this. You can probably find this for really cheap. It's not, you know, I don't know. It should be easy to find and stuff. But yeah, I recommend this. That's why I'm showing it to you guys. Next up is John Wayne and William Holden in The Horse Soldiers. This was a movie directed by John Ford, and this was made in 1959. And it's a great movie, The Horse Soldiers. The Los Angeles Times at the time said this is a saber-rattling good picture. And basically, they team up to... it's basically like a battle of wits between Army Surgeon William Holden and cavalry leader John Wayne. And they kind of go at it, you know, and of course band together and everything. But you know, The Horse Soldiers is not a movie that gets brought up a lot. Like, you know, you see documentaries about John Ford or John Wayne and stuff. It's not a movie that's featured a lot and like talked about or anything. You know, I think it's a solid movie from John Ford. That, you know, everyone was getting a little older in their age and career and everything, but it's a solid, good movie. It's a great movie to turn on and watch anytime it's on. It's well directed by John Ford, and recommend it. Next up is a very good movie called The Sons of Katie Elder. Now, this is a movie also starring John Wayne and Dean Martin, and let's see who else is in this. Michael Anderson Jr. and Earl Hollerman is in it, that round out the boys. See, Elmer Bernstein does the music. He's makes great scores. Directed by the great Henry Hathaway. He's directed some great movies, and I should do an episode with featuring Henry Hathaway's work, because he goes back all the way to the early 30s with doing Luke Short stories with Randolph Scott during the 30s, making some B pictures and stuff, all the way up to now. Let's see, this was 1965, and this is a little bit later. Again, later. It's a little older than The Horse Soldiers, but good, solid movie. A lot of fun. They're basically brothers. They all come back to town after their mother passes away. The town loves the mother. The mother worked hard, and their boys basically just, you know, got in trouble, got arrested, were outlaws, just basically, you know, ran away, joined the army, just never, you know, she loved her boys, but they didn't always, you know, give back to their mom. So they all come together, and basically one of the townsmen basically is like ripping off the mom, sold her property, took the money, did all this stuff because he thought, you know, John Wayne wouldn't show his face because he's a, you know, infamous outlaw, you know. And he comes back to town and basically cleans everything up, redeems, you know, everything. And Dean Martin is really good in the co-starring. They worked really well in Rio Bravo, and Howard Hawks movie. If you're wanting to see any other collaborations, I think they, what was it, Rio Lobo. I believe they were in it together. They did some movies together other than this and Rio Bravo, but really fun movie. Good movie to watch. Highly recommend it. You know, these are all later era John Wayne. You know, you got 65, 73, and 59. You know, anything after, you know, 63 is, you know, later era for John Ford and John Wayne and everybody. So, highly recommend this trio of John Wayne movies. Not the most famous ones, but I think you should check them out, and I think you'll enjoy them. So there you go. And next up, we got a good DVD Kino release from Kino. It's a DVD. Got this years ago. This was a library copy from Colorado. Some Colorado public the Thornton County Public Libraries. A copy of The Man with the Gun, starring Robert Mitchum. This is a phenomenal good movie. It's highly underrated. It's one of those really super good movies that also doesn't get talked about a whole lot. You know, Robert Mitchum was really good as a Western star. This was done for Samuel Goldwyn Jr. He was a producer on this, and it was directed by Richard Wilson from 1955. And it's a good, it's a 1:8.5 anamorphic widescreen, and highly recommend this. Doesn't really have much as in bonus stuff in there, but super good movie. Let's see who co-stars in it. Right off the back, Jan Sterling, Karen Sharp, the always good Henry Hull, Neil Meyer, John Lupton. So yeah, kind of an unknown cast, not a big cast of wide knowns, but you know, by this time in 1955, Robert Mitchum was a solid star. He had done detectives movies, he's done war movies, he's done dramatic movies, and he's done some really good westerns. This one, Track of the Cat, for William Wellman, was good. What's another good one? Blood on the Moon was a really good movie. He's been in some really good westerns, Robert Mitchum. Teamed up with John Wayne on a movie recently I watched. Gosh, I can't think of it. My memory. But anyways, I highly recommend this. The Man with the Gun. The M is covered up right there, but it's The Man with the Gun. Highly recommend it, guys. And finally, we have the Magnificent Seven collection. This is a DVD collection. I picked this up on DVD only because Amazon was running a sale, and this is the whole complete 4-movie set of the Magnificent Seven movies. I think I got these for like $8 one day, free shipping. When I got it, it was like, oh man, I forgot it's a DVD. But see, there's nothing wrong with DVD. It's got a good picture. I have the Magnificent Seven on Blu-ray. It's one of my favorite westerns. A lot of fun. Let me talk about some of the highlights on here. The Return of the Magnificent Seven has Yul Brynner comes back. Elmer Bernstein's doing the music score still, and some of the people in there that team up with them: Warren Oates, Claude Akins, Robert Fuller, and I believe it's directed by John Frankenheimer. Directed that one. Let's see, it kind of opens up here. This came with got a code where you can get the digital copies, which is not too bad at all. So there's the Return, the Guns of the Magnificent Seven, and the Magnificent Seven Ride. And speaking of the Guns of the Magnificent Seven, this time we got George Kennedy is the bad guy. Got Chris Adams and Yul Brynner back for another round. 1969. The Magnificent Seven Ride, the last in the series, had Lee Van Cleef as the guy helping out the townspeople, and Chris Adams is is one of his silent partners. I guess he's more like the Charles Bronson role from the first one, where he was kind of the, don't speak, action, no, basically, doing that. So yeah, I mean, the Magnificent Seven, the first one is, you have to have it for the collection. It's an automatic 5-star keeper. The second one, I would say it's 4 stars, good solid movie. And then the next two after that are almost different movies. They're almost not like, well, why call this the Magnificent Seven? Why don't we just call this a different movie and have it like that? But, if it says Magnificent Seven, then it sells tickets back then, so that's what they did. So, but the last two are not even, no similarities to the first one, really. Just, basic plot line, gunslingers come to help the peasants, basically. But they're a lot of fun, It's seeing the bad guys usually do really just hamming it up, just being bad guys. Good stunts, a lot of good horse riding, stuff like that. A lot of fun. So, you can't beat the price for this. I recommend it. I mean, it's worth it just for the Magnificent Seven if you look at it like that. So the other 3 are bonuses. So for that price, it's like buy one, get 3 free, basically. So yeah, highly recommend this. As far as bonuses, it basically has trailers for the movies. It doesn't really have any big supplements, extra features or anything like that. So, but I highly recommend this on its own. Magnificent Seven, great movie, directed by John Sturges, Elmer Bernstein's very, very, very memorable score. The original, Steve McQueen, Yul Brynner, Charles Bronson, and I think his name was Horst, I can't think of his name, and that other guy that I can't think of. But anyways, it's great. So I highly recommend that, guys. Can't say it enough. It's a great little deal. These movies are good. Out of these, I would recommend this as a kind of a wild card. Never heard of it, get it, watch it. It's good. Be satisfied. And of course, John Wayne. John Wayne, if you're a fan, you don't have these movies, I highly recommend those. And we got the 50s, 60s, and 70s with John Wayne there. And don't forget his final movie in 1976, playing a gunslinger dying of cancer, which would, sadly be what John Wayne was dying from in real life. His second battle with cancer took him, and this was his final movie. And also has a very good role by James Stewart in it, the aging Jimmy Stewart. So it's a lot of fun, sad but fun. And the Horse Soldiers, Train Robbers, Sons of Katie Elder, and Winchester 73, guys. You've got to get Winchester 73, Magnificent Seven, and Man with a Gun. Yeah, and don't forget the Magnificent Seven collection. It's just, that's a really good deal. I think they still have that deal going. I have these on laser discs, and have the other on Blu-ray, so well worth the money. And that about does it for my little Western episode here. So yeah. So be cool out there, guys. Be safe. Don't take your guns to town. And if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe. Hit that like button. And comment. What was your favorite Western? What's your favorite John Wayne movie? Mine's The Searchers, but everybody loves The Searchers. So, anyways, until next time, guys, I'm Mike. I'm showing my collection so you can grow your collection. So, tip my hat to you boys and gals out there, and children and animals. Be cool, and I'll see you next time.